Hello, Pauper fans. This is Mathonical, and you are joining me for round one with Rally Gond. So, our opening hand is perfectly keepable. We got 3 mana sources. The Benevolent Bodyguard is awesome. Soul Wardens are great in most matchups. They can use the gods to dig for anything, so we are happy to keep this one. We need to make sure we get our white source, so we start with the Evolving Wilds. And seeing this card right off the bat is a little odd. I don't know of any deck that runs this. But we're able to get down both Soul Wardens. This does open us up to to lose one of them to some kind of bolt of some sort, but we don't mind losing one. We're going to be able to protect the second one with the Bodyguard, no problem. And yeah, this is the power of the Survivor's Encampment. We're basically able to use our creatures to generate a bit of extra mana. Like untapped any color. It's great for that. So our opponent seems to be playing something spicy. They're able to play a Stinkweed Imp. So it's basically going to shut off any attacking for the foreseeable future from us. But we draw a Midnight Guard. We're happy to get that down now and play our tapped land. So now anytime we get a Gond off the top, we're going to be able to just go infinite, provided our opponent is tapped out. They're playing this bomber, so a very spicy brew, some way of getting extra tokens it looks like. Getting a Sense Enlistment is perfectly fine. We've got extra lands already, so we're going to be able to make use of that. They try and bolt our Soul Warden, which we are happy to protect it with a Bodyguard. It seems like they're going to be producing a ton of tokens, and this will give us the life gain we need, so we don't even really care what they're doing. We're just going to play this one last land because we do want to have the option of flashing back the Rally Peasants without having to tap a creature for the red source. They're continuing to play their creatures, and basically here they're unearthing their bomber. They're just cashing it in for a couple extra tokens. Battle Screech is great here since it seems to be a bit of a token war that gives us a ton of extra creatures. And now we're just basically sitting and waiting for something to change. We're going to be able to start chipping in the air if that Stinkweed Imp wasn't there, but we don't really have a way of dealing with that, so we don't mind playing the long game. Of course, we then get the rally. We don't mind running it out there because we do have the standard barrier to protect it, and our opponent does concede since we're going to be able to gain infinite life, make infinite dudes, and next turn we will be swinging in for the win. So that is how game 1 goes. Again, I think our opponent's playing something pretty sweet. Red-black Dredge is kind of what I'm calling it. So, going into game 2, let's pull up the sideboard here. We don't know exactly what our opponent is on, but let's see. We took out the standard bearers since they're playing more edict type effects. That kind of protection isn't really relevant. They're making a lot of tokens, so being able to get in with the rally isn't all that likely, so I pull one of those out. We are afraid of Electricaries, and they do have flyers, so the Spider Silk armors come in absolutely. They're also playing a lot of X or like 1/1s, so this makes our guys able to block without having to trade. And we also pull out one Soul's Attendant, even though like this effect is really good. We don't need to have too many of them. They also die to Electricaries, so just to hedge a little bit, we pull that out, and we pull in the one Hollow as another Electricary defense. Basically, since we don't know their list, we're guessing that they're going to have Electricary over any kind of Shrivel effect, just because it's more one-sided and instant speed, so my assumption is Electricary, so that's the sideboarding, grabbing Electricary protection and protection against flying. Yeah. So, with that sideboarding out of the way, we'll take a look at our opening hand. This is unkeepable. A lot of white cards, only one green source, so we'll send that back. This one, while it is a little sketchy, is keepable. We're able to generate whites using the Colony Garden token. And then once we start getting creatures online, we don't have to worry about white so much. We just have to worry if they wipe all our creatures all at once. So yeah, this is fine. White source on the top. Yeah, we'll keep that there. Even more redundancy. We got our mana online now, and we do want to get up to 4 mana for this Battle Screech. Alright. And yeah, we just start playing our creatures. Our main goal is to get down some tokens, protect our, like make sure we're playing around Electricity. These Gons will come in handy if we get a Midnight Guard. We can also, if we need to, put it on one of the guys just to start generating some dudes over time. Getting the Spire Silk armor is perfect. Now we're safe against any kind of Electricity effects, and we're much more likely to just play a Presence of Gond onto like the Plant Token. We've got 2 ways of protecting against target removal. That'll protect us forever against Edict type effects, and eventually we'll build up a big enough army to do something. Gurmag Angler, we're not worried about it in the slightest, since we're going to be able to generate infinite jump blockers. We're getting chipped away like 1 per turn with Stinkweed Imp. We don't really care about that. We sack the token to the Chainer's Edict, and we're not going to jump block yet. We've got plenty of life total to work with, and we'd rather not throw away our protection effects. Getting the extra land is great. That means we can start cashing in our 4 mana spells. We start with the Sense Enlistment because we don't need the flying just yet. And it's not going to really become relevant since if we're only on the defensive, we already have reach from Spiral Armor. Their Chainers edicting our tokens, so we're fine with that. We're just going to keep generating a token a turn. Cash in our Battle Screech. They try and Firebolt our plant, but this is why we've got protection effects to keep our infinite jump blocker plan online. We're jumping with green creatures simply because the white ones allow us to flashback the Battle Screeches and also Prismatic Strains if that ever becomes relevant. We don't need more lands, so we're going to cash in our lands for more Sense Enlistment tokens. And basically we're able to keep back his entire army of bombers. His Angler, we're just going to like multi-block just to get it out of the way. We were worried about Electricity so that we'd be able to kill up to 5 guys, but he ended up misplaying and casting it after the fact. If he casted it before damage, we would have lost 5 guys, but we were completely okay with that. We just don't want, we want him to use it so that way they don't have the opportunity of having double Electricity at some point in the future. And now it's just a simple matter of kind of sitting on this army. Eventually, we're going to find some way of winning. They play another Angler, that's fine. They're completely out of cards. They can start flashbacking Chainer's Edicts in the future, but that's not of any concern to us. Getting the Commune with the Gods is great. It allows us to find a Midnight Guard. So now this Presence of Gond in our hand is going to win us the game. Yeah. Just an army of 1/2s. Soul's Attendant allows us to gain infinite life at the same time, so we don't have to worry about any kind of shenanigans. And we're just going to make enough guys, just so that way we can attack through to do 21 damage through all of his blockers, and a removal spell or 2. So I don't really ever count as I'm doing this, because you want to click through it as fast as possible. So I usually look at like a life total from getting life, or I pick some arbitrary number of time I'm going to spend doing this kind of thing. Especially when they're not stacking. When they are stacking, you can get to see them in groups of 10, and it's a lot easier. But this is plenty, and we're able to just kind of attack in. It may look weird that it's clicking one at a time, but they were still completely spread out on the screen when I was clicking through this on my turn. You can right-click Attack with All, so I do recommend doing that to save time when they're all groups like this. And there, we win round 1, and I hope to see you in round 2.